conversation of the Leak and Tebow and the Mertz and Lagway, like it's going to be the conversation all off season. And obviously we have our thoughts and opinions about it. And should Lagway get an early start? Should we be trying to transition into this? And I'm like, man, if only we had somebody that played with these guys that could see this unfold. Because we were just talking about with Zach, right? Nobody really had the same buildup because nobody was keeping up with spring ball like we are right now. And so you were there. You literally lived it. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions first, and then let you kind of run with it and tell me if I'm an idiot or if I'm spot on here. So, Leak, I think the Gator, true Gators know how much of an impact Leak made to that team. The guy threw for almost 3,000 yards the year they won the championship. I think he had his highest completion rate in an entire career, like 63%. It wasn't like he had a down year. It wasn't like he just existed in this offense. Mind you, Graham Mertz threw for the same amount of yards last year. So hopefully Graham can throw over that 3,000 mark this coming year with the addition of Lagway coming in, doing what Tebow did. I've been a big component even before we knew what Mertz was going to be able to do, that Lagway, I want Lagway to sit simply to grow and to develop into this role where he doesn't almost get burned by moving too quickly. This is where you come in. You were there. You witnessed this. Tim Tebow, one of the most iconic quarterbacks to come to Florida, big time stuff. Is that the right move, or do you believe that Tebow could have came in early on, even though Leak was great in taking over?
No. No, I don't. I believe Tebow would have been okay, but I don't believe he would have fared as great as he did just sitting out. When we played, people were staying. We had to go against tough defenses. Tebow's athletic. He brought a different wrinkle to the game for us. And Urban needed that out of the quarterback position. He needed a quarterback that was going to run the ball and get those 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1s for us. But as far as throwing the ball, I think the time helped Tebow out. We all know people talk about his throwing motion and all that other stuff like that. But he meshed well coming in certain situations. Of course, the hype, like you said, wasn't as high as it is. But as a senior, my senior year, I knew about Tebow. I seen some of the stuff on the news about him. But as far as the players on the team, we didn't know a lot about Tebow like that. It wasn't until he actually got to the team that we started seeing the hype behind him. Being from Jacksonville, a lot of Gator fans from Jacksonville. So coming to the games, these people knew who he was. A lot of the Gator fans, the Gator Nation, knew who he was just because they followed up with it. But as far as socially, you didn't see it like that. And so Lagway has a bigger hype behind him coming in. I'm excited to see him play. I would like to see him play as well, but I always caution people just to give him some time. I don't want to see him thrown in the fire early like that. We have Graham Mertz, who's been fantastic for us coming over. I believe he's going to have another great year, and that gives Lagway the time to develop and just see some of the things from the sideline, and where Graham may make a mistake, he can see that, okay, he should have did this, he should have did that. And so when it's his time, he's gonna have full range. There's no need to rush it. But I do believe he will come in and get more expanded packages than Tebow did. Tebow came in and kind of 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1, stuff like that. Sure. Or whenever we needed a little drive. But I believe Lagway was just his throwing ability, not just as a runner. We'll get more packages, maybe get a series here or there, maybe 2 series in a row. Who knows? But I believe he possesses, he has a higher ceiling to me than Tebow.
And I think a lot of people are arguing that he is better coming into college as well, too, which is going to play a massive factor. I think a lot of it has to do with the schedule. This schedule is pretty intense. And it got me thinking, too, like, what are some, great freshman quarterbacks that, RG3 was one, Peyton Manning was one that started freshman year. RG3 didn't have much success his freshman year. Trevor Lawrence, however, came in, went undefeated, and won a national championship, I believe, his freshman year. Came in at game 5, again, played a much different strength of schedule than what DJ would be rolling into. I don't know what the quarterback situation was at Clemson. That team was also built a lot different, right? It was
Leak played as a freshman. Leak played as a freshman, came in, I think, after week 4 or 5 and started the rest of.
Really?
Yeah.
Who was
Chris
so
Lee
who
came
did he
in.
take it from?
Don't make me, man. Listen, don't make me lie to you.
Fair
I
enough.
just know I know he took over his freshman year, and he played as a freshman. He came in the number one player, just like Lagway's coming in. So Chris Lee was a great pick for us. But I believe that Lagway has a better arm than Tebow. Not trying to give Tebow any slack, but I just from what I seen from Lagway, just even in the practices, but in the games that he played in high school, he has a better arm. I don't want us to just look at him as a guy that just can come in and run the ball. That's not he can run the ball, but we're not looking for him to run the ball. We're looking
That's
for him to
that's
throw the
that's an
ball.
asset. That's an extra tool. That isn't the main weapon that he
But
has. Now, I do want to, because again, I think my biggest thing is I think he has all the features that we can see, right? Which is the arm
mhm,
talent, the ability to move. That part we don't know, but up here we don't know. So when you played, right, how much of it did you see Tebow grow from year one to year two? Again, physicality, obviously, that's always going to be a factor, but up here, that to me is the big change in
right.
what I'm wanting to know. Maybe DJ picks up on it and rocks and roll. I could be completely wrong here. I'm cool with that.
The one thing Tebow always had was a great deep ball, but we had super fast receivers. So when you can launch it down the field and people can run up under it, it makes it look a little bit easier. But
Sure.
what I can say from what I see from that, his arm talent is just better. His timing with the ball is just better. Tebow from year one to year two, his timing with the ball and getting in those windows
Sure.
got a lot better. But granted, we had a lot of athletes that run in sub 4.4s on the team at different positions. You got Lewis Murphy, you got Percy Harvin, you got all these different fast guys. And I believe we're getting those guys in with the Hawkins and the different guys that we have right now. But Lagway arm is just better. Watch him in practice, his timing. I'm listening to the coach telling him when to release the ball, but he's already releasing it. It just looks great, man. And just from seeing the spring practice and knowing what I saw when Tebow was there is night and day. We got a lot to be excited about. I love Tebow, but I just believe um, Ladway is more talented. I believe he's a more of an athlete. But one thing you couldn't deny Tebow was his passion for the game and
Yeah.
how hard
I th-
he was
I
going to
I
go.
think that guy
I
won.
don't know if that's Ladway.
Yeah, he won 89,
Yeah,
85% of his
yeah,
games by heart.
yeah,
That's so
yeah. That's
you
one
can't
thing you
teach
can
that.
never. Yeah, and you need that during certain games. You need that guy to come in and just fire up the team. I believe Tebow did that for us and helped us out on '06 on certain downs and distances where Leak probably would slide. Tebow's gonna put his head down and get you those extra 3 or 4 yards and strike fear in the defense. And I believe Ladway possesses that ability. He might not be as rah rah as Tebow was, but you won't be able to deny his talent on the field.
I think we can all agree. I mean, obviously, we saw what Tebow's NFL career ended up being. I think we can all agree that DJ's NFL career has a much more brighter outlook than
Yeah,
what Tebow ended up being. So, look, it's never to pit anybody against one another. It's just what we do. We compare what
sure.
we know, what we've seen, and this is the closest I would say we've had in a quarterback room in similarity to that, and that's why everyone talks about it because it goes back to that Gator way. What do you? I don't want to let you go, Steve. I got some fun topics to go over if you're cool with it. But Dave, did you
Yeah.
want to say anything about this?
No, I mean, like, I just wanted to add that, like, I think Lagway just brings a different wrinkle to the offense. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with Mertz being the starting quarterback. He was very productive last year. I'm actually, I'm releasing an article here soon about, can Mertz take the next step and what will help him take the next step. And we talked about it last week, the big step that Trask took from year one to year two, being the starter. Can Mertz kind of do the same thing? And I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, he doesn't throw the ball deep. He doesn't get time to throw the ball deep." So, but I've seen him do it at Wisconsin. So I mean, I think Lagway being incorporated in the offense, and even Billy Napier said that he alluded to maybe seeing some of DJ Lagway this year too. I think that will actually help out Graham Mertz in certain scenarios and all that. Like I think it's it can benefit you this year, especially offensively,
Sure.
having Lagway in some certain scenarios. I mean, we've seen Dan Mullen do it with Felipe Franks and Emory Jones. He threw Emory Jones in there for a couple of series, take him out. I think you might be able to see some of that this year especially with DJ Lagway, especially his skill set, man. You got to keep that guy. You got to at least put that guy on the field.
Yeah, I would. The quarterback position, the safety accounts for the quarterback. So to have a quarterback that can run the ball, to help us move the ball down the field when you get to those 31s, and you can put this guy in that's gonna guarantee the first down. Who wouldn't want that? And I believe Lagway, he not only can he guarantee the first ground, but he's probably gonna break the tackle and maybe bust one for 60. Who knows? So that's definitely gonna help the offense tremendously.